The Maharashtra State Legislative Assembly elections were conducted very recently, and the BJP-led alliance has won the majority. One of the reasons behind this success is said to be the women-centric welfare schemes that were announced by the government earlier. And this kind of a trend of announcing schemes targeting women is not just stopping at one state, has been used as a policy by multiple states earlier and will be continued to be done so in the coming elections. In this video, let's try and understand these kind of schemes. Are they welfarist in nature or are they populist in nature? Is the government trying to tap this particular women population as a vote block just by announcing welfare schemes? Hello and welcome to Unacademy IAS, a one-stop destination for all the UPSC Civil Services English medium aspirants. Before I start the discussion, I have a very important announcement for all of you. Starting 29th November 2024, we are launching the Ignite batch for the English medium aspirants. If you want to avail, we have 2-year program for 2026 aspirants and a 3-year program as well for 2027 aspirants. If you're interested, please do check out. Click on the link provided in the description. But in addition to this, here is a very important point I want you to listen to. If you purchase any of these two courses, you will get access to English, Hindi as well as bilingual online classes, prelims as well as a mains test series, and also our mentorship program. But more importantly, if you purchase any one of these two programs and you don't clear the exams, we will extend your subscription by 12 more months. So please, if you're interested, to check out the details. Let me start the discussion. In the recent times, there have been elections conducted in multiple states. And at the central level also, the Lok Sabha elections were conducted. And the central government as well as many of the state governments have announced schemes targeting women as beneficiaries. I'll talk about the state government schemes here. There are multiple states which have announced schemes either targeting women as beneficiaries or school-going children, especially the girl children, as beneficiaries. Some of the examples are Madhya Pradesh has a scheme by the name of ladki yojana, which is said to be one of the reasons why the government there or the ruling party there has formed the government again with a resounding success in the elections. Maharashtra government has a scheme by the name of ladki bahini yojana. Karnataka government has a scheme by the name of Shakti, where free bus ride is given for women. Jharkhand also has a scheme, Maiya Samman Yojana. So you can see there is a rising trend in these states and many other states to announce schemes where either the women or the school-going children, specifically the girl children, are targeted as beneficiaries. And in the coming days as well, there will be this rising trend which will be adopted by the multiple state governments whenever there are going to be state elections in the year. Now, what are the benefits? Why are the states targeting women as beneficiaries? Why these schemes are being announced only targeting the women? Point number one, listen to me very carefully now. If you take the population census, the 2011 census as well as the latest data for 2022 for which it is available, you will see that around 48% plus out of the total population are women. And historically, if you see, both the center as well as multiple state governments, no doubt, have implemented multiple reforms to uplift women, to provide them with employment, to promote equity, etc. But having said so, there is also no doubt regarding the fact that there is more which needs to be done. The government, both at the center as well as the state, needs to promote or need to promote more and more upliftment of women, more and more equity measures, more and more reforms to skill them and empower them. In this regard, the examples that I've given just now of multiple state governments are targeting the women beneficiaries and providing the benefits to them. So what are the advantages of these schemes? What is the importance of such schemes? Point number one, like I already said, a large chunk of population is women population. Around 48% plus, around 48% plus out of total population is women population. It becomes a duty or the responsibility of the government to ensure this population is catered to. Their needs are met, their requirements are taken care of, and whatever issues are faced by this population, you will be addressing those issues. That is the first reason or the first advantage. Second advantage, a lot of these initiatives, a lot of them are basically in the form of direct benefit transfer, DBT, direct benefit transfer, wherein the funds are directly transferred into the bank account of the beneficiary. For example, the scheme of the state of Maharashtra, under that the beneficiaries are identified. Again, I repeat, the beneficiaries are identified and targeted. There are certain conditions which the women beneficiaries will have to meet. Once you identified, the beneficiary is given 1,500 rupees cash assistance by the government. This is a very important amount. Although I'll come to the concerns later, although there are certain concerns, it's a very important amount. Looking at the current situation where the prices of many of the household commodities are increasing, we need to provide certain assistance to women, and that is being done by the state government. So the DBT format is being used by the government to provide benefits. Even in case of Karnataka government, under the Shakti scheme, the women are the beneficiaries who do not have to pay for a ticket whenever they travel in certain kinds of buses. Not in all the buses, but certain kinds of buses. So by ensuring that the benefits are reaching directly to the beneficiaries, these schemes generally are said to be very, very effective. Remember this, rather than simply providing the benefits in any other format, if you use the DBT model, the beneficiaries are targeted, beneficiaries are identified, and they will get the assistance. And when the state will provide a cash assistance of, let's say, 1,500 rupees, no doubt it is going to provide a huge relief to a household. That's a second very important advantage or a benefit. Third very important advantage or benefit is it will promote equity in the economy. It will promote equity. How? We have been discussing for the last 2 years or 3 years why women's participation in the economy has been falling behind. What are the issues? One of the reasons is said to be the household incomes. Another reason is said to be not sufficient skill for these particular beneficiaries or the women who want to work in the market, etc. So by implementing these kind of initiatives, government will provide skilling to women. Government will provide cash assistance, which will help us to uplift this population, empower this population, which is going to promote equity in the economy. The fourth very important benefit is women participate, women contribute in terms of decision making in the household. They contribute, they provide their viewpoints. They basically contribute in terms of decision regarding policies of the government, decision regarding whom to vote, etc., etc. So in that particular regard, even the decision making ability or the contribution to the decision making is also a very important point of outcome, or let's say the benefit that the governments want to use by implementing these kind of initiatives. Now, having said so, what are the issues or what are the concerns regarding such schemes? Point number one, whenever the government will provide these kind of, let's say, initiatives, and by the way, before you start criticizing me, sir, why are you talking about only the, let's say, reforms or the schemes which are being implemented for only women? Are you against these kind of schemes? Listen to me carefully. any kind of a scheme implemented by the government will lead to higher expenditure. It will always lead to higher expenditure, because when you learn about budget, you will come across a concept called as a revenue as well as capital accounts in the budget. And the revenue side of the budget, you will remember this, or you should know this: any expenditure incurred under the revenue head doesn't contribute to creation of assets. So now the issue is, when the government will spend so much amount of money, don't you think this will go in the form of revenue expenditure? Government could have used this for creating assets. Again, just to reiterate, it is not just targeting these schemes, but many other schemes of government, both at the center as well as at the states. With higher expenditure, revenue deficit will increase. If the revenue deficit is higher, it will put a lot of pressure on the borrowings of the government. The fiscal deficit will also increase. Just a case in point here is the Shakti initiative of the state government of Karnataka. When the elections were supposed to be held in the state of Karnataka, a political party announced multiple freebies, multiple initiatives for the welfare of the people, such as electricity, free transportation in the buses, etc. Once they started implementing, they realized that the expenditure was very high. They were not able to control the expenditure. And at one stage, the deputy CM, the DCM announced that we are thinking of withdrawing this kind of an initiative or a freebie which we are providing right now. There was a huge uproar against it. Later, the chief minister had to clarify and say, we are not thinking of any change in the policy right now, we will continue to implement. Same kind of outcome was observed even in state of Punjab and many other states which have provided a lot of these freebies or schemes in the name of welfare for the people. So first concern has to be higher expenditure, higher revenue deficit, higher the fiscal deficit. Second concern, let's say government of India will provide 1,500. Let the elections come. One more party which is contesting the elections will say, we will double it to 3,000 rupees. In order to attract a lot of votes, they will announce that we will double it to 3,000 rupees. And the current government or the political party which has formed the government, which is implementing the scheme, in order to get more and more votes, they might even announce, we will also increase it. So now just think of it. Don't you think now there is a competition between two political parties? Any one of the political party wins, the amount has to be increased. That is exactly what is happening in the state of Maharashtra now. Congress said, if you elect us to power, we will double the allocation, we will double the entitlement, we will increase it. And the ruling party said, we will increase it to 2,100 rupees. Now they will have to increase it, which will again put a lot of pressure on the finances of the state. Third concern is, are we targeting the beneficiaries correctly? That is also a very important question. Are we targeting the beneficiaries correctly? Don't you think you will end up providing a lot of subsidies to the people who may not require this kind of a subsidy? For example, free bus scheme for women. Don't you think certain population which is earning beyond certain limit should not be allowed to get this kind of a subsidy? Free electricity for all the households. They should not be provided that much amount of a subsidy. So now, are we targeting the beneficiaries correctly, or in order to get more and more votes, we will announce some more of these schemes? Fourth concern, the elections are around the corner. Let's say 4 months for elections, 3 months for the elections. The state government will bring out a scheme only targeting certain voter block or voter group. And if this voter group happens to be women, they will announce a lot of freebies. Women are happy, they will vote. And again, before you criticize, this can be done for multiple groups as well. For farmers, for women, for rural population, for urban population, they might target these kind of voter groups or voter blocks announce freebies for only this kind of a group, rather than providing long-term solution or effective solutions. They will provide these kind of freebies. Voting will be done. Voters are happy with these schemes. They will re-elect the current government, or the new party will be elected to power because they are offering more freebies. But just think of it. Rather than providing a structural solution, rather than providing answer to your problems, you can basically be driven to vote into a particular direction by providing these kind of subsidies. Is it not basically failure of governance then? That is one more issue. And finally, if government will provide, let's say, 1500 rupees or 2100 rupees, etc., will it be adjusted for inflation? Will the government adjust it for inflation? Because mind you, if the scheme is implemented now and you are given 2100 rupees every month or 1500 rupees every month, the price of onion doesn't remain same. The price of tomatoes doesn't remain the same. The price of vegetables do not remain the same. A case in point here, the best example here is the PM Kisan initiative. With implementation of PM Kisan initiative, the farmers are being provided 6,000 rupees in 1 year in 3 installments of 2,000 rupees each. But don't you think the inputs which are purchased by the farmers, on which money has to be spent by the farmers, the price of the inputs has not remained the same. It has varied in the last couple of years. So where is the adjustment? Where is the indexation? And if you're wondering, sir, only one example, any other example? The state government of Karnataka announced a Shakti initiative, announced a free electricity for the households. Don't you think the cost of inputs will keep on changing over a period of time? The price of diesel will change. The price of coal will change. Who is going to account for all of it? Either you will have to transfer the burden to the consumer, which you can't do because you have promised a free bus ride, free electricity. Now your burden, because you are paying for it, will be much higher. So these are some of the issues or concerns regarding these kind of initiatives. Although I'm talking in the context of women's schemes, you can extend the same argument to many other welfareist policies which have been announced by the government, both at the center as well as at the state level. So now comes the bigger issue. This is a question. Are these schemes going to provide welfare to the people? Or are they simply populist in nature, which will be leveraged by the governments or let's say various political parties just to win elections? What is your thought on this? What is your viewpoint? Should the governments continue to provide these kind of schemes, or should there be any policy which is applicable to both center as well as states to restrict these kind of welfareist approach or populist approach taken by the government? Do let me know your viewpoints in the comment section. So that's it from my side in this video. If you like this initiative as well as many other initiatives that we are taking for you people, please do hit the like button. And if you yet to subscribe to our channel, kindly do it right now. Thank you. Have a great day.